class, and welcome to your Monday English tutorial for Monday the 8th of March. So we are doing a story called Kidnapped by a Yeti, and there's a note down here to let you know that a Yeti is a large hairy creature resembling a human or a bear, which some people believe lives in the Himalayas. It is sometimes known as the abominable snowman. You may have heard of it before, you may not. It doesn't really matter either way for the story. But before you read, your pre-reading activity to skim through, so that means reading really briefly through, just kind of catching um, a couple of words here and there or titles here and there. You're going to flick through the pages of the passage, looking at the illustrations only, and get a sense of the characters, so who they are, the content, what's happening to them, and the setting, where it's set, and what you think is happening. So you can jot down a sentence about, okay, what characters, what's happening to them, and where is it set. So there are the pictures there to help you come up with a story of what you think might be happening. You don't even have to look at the words, it's just based on the pictures. That's one pre-reading activity. Then connecting to stuff you've read before or anything you've seen before or just your own knowledge. That's what connecting means. And visualizing means being able to picture these things in your head. What are the Himalayas? So connect that to anything you know about the Himalayas. Have you ever heard about them before? They may have been mentioned in your mountains chapter from last week in your SESE. What continent would you find the Himalayas on? So not what country, but what continent. Okay, Ireland is in the continent of Europe. Where are the Himalayas? What would you see there? So what would the environment look like? What do you think the Yeti looks like? Where do you think it lives? And what do you think it likes to eat? Again, you can base it on your skimming through the pictures, and you can base it on films you've seen with the abominable snowman. You can base it on stories you've read with it, things you've learned about the Himalayas. Whatever you can connect it to is fine, and you can come up with your answers for that. And as you're reading, I want you to picture in your head what the Yeti looks like. Going through the red words, which are the new words, the character here is Lady Agatha Farlingham. You've got gigantic, which is another word for huge, titanic, monstrous, ginormous. They're all words for big. Dreadful, so really not nice. Peacefully, so very calmly doing something. Ledge, like your window ledge, the kind of bit that juts out under the window. Summit being the top of a mountain. Nightcap is like an old-fashioned type of hat you wore at bedtime to keep your head warm. I suppose when there's no central heating in the past, it's a way to keep your head warm. If you've ever seen the Muppets Christmas Carol, Scrooge's wearing a nightcap as he goes to bed, or if you know the story The Night Before Christmas, sorry, it's also Christmas themed, but The Night Before Christmas it says, and I in my nightcap, or no, and Mama in her kerchief, so like a kind of bandana handkerchief around her curls, and I in my cap. Porters are people who kind of carry luggage for you from one place to another. Natives, people who are from that area. Rare, so it's not common, it's very special. Rare doesn't happen very often. Ruins, so the leftover remnants of a building or of something that from the past. Governess is like the female version of a governor. It's the female noun of it. Governor, like ruling an area. Governess being the wife of that person, or unearthly, so not of this earth. Extraterrestrial, unusual. Eerie, so strange, spooky, mournful, kind of sadly. Indigestion, so hopefully you've never gotten it because you're so young. It's like a pain after you've eaten certain foods can cause it, like a pain in your stomach, and sometimes goes up your chest, kind of up your your esophagus, like the part where you eat, I suppose, like a pain there. Tweed is a type of material. It's that kind of think of Sherlock Holmes's hat or anything like that. It's like that kind of knitted together, tweedy jacket kind of thing. Loomed, something's looming over something. It's kind of hovering over it, or not just if something's looming over you, it's something bad and something maybe that's over your head that's causing you, I don't know, stress or kind of that kind of thing. We move on. Grasped is to hold on to something. Earl is somebody, it's another title like Lord, Earl, all of those. Blizzards is like a snowstorm, struggling. We know that. Distraught, like really upset, beyond yourself with upset, being so upset. Ancestral, meaning it belonged to your ancestors. It's your ancestral land. It's the land of your ancestors. Avalanche is like a big wave of snow, I suppose, coming down from a mountain. Vile, like really horrible, really evil. Limb is like, your arms are limbs and your legs are your limbs. Sacred is like something that's very special to somebody. So in the church, the Holy Communion is sacred. The tabernacle behind Father Hornick with the kind of golden doors where the Eucharist is kept is counted as being sacred. Mercifully, so very thankfully, and if something's merciful, it means it's you're being kind to somebody. It's a kindness to them. So these must be flowers. Yeah, I'm going to say gentians, gentians, primulas, and lilies. Blossoms, so the flower of a tree or plant. Sheer, meaning a very steep, high cliff or mountain. Escarpments, there, another word to do with mountain and kind of rocky outcrops, rocky parts of the mountain. Ridges, like a dip. If there's a ridge on the road, there's a kind of dip in it. Outline, we know, glittering, that's okay. Boulder, big rock. Valley is like the area between two mountains, the kind of dip between them. Tickly, we know that word. Masses, like lots and lots, a huge amount. Leaned, we know. Distinguished face, so if you have a distinguished face, it's like you look very distinguished, you look very proper and correct. Saucers, like a teacup and saucer. Snub is like a kind of a nose that might kind of point upwards, but you can kind of see the nostrils when you look at it. Little toddlers, kind of little snub noses. Earache is a pain in your ear. Strictest, like the most strict. Vegetarians, you don't eat meat. A burden is like a job you have that's weighing heavily on you. A copse is like a group, like a little wooded area, like a group of trees. A copse. Grazing, okay, so we know like cows graze, eating grass. A dachshund is a type of dog. I think it's like the sausage dog, a dachshund, I'm not sure. Hollow is like the hollow of a tree, like a tree has like a hole inside of it, an empty space, a hollow. Grunted is a noise. Furry, we know that. Plump, we know that. Anxious, we know that. Prodding, which is poking. Pounced, squashed, piercing, and amazement. That's all fairly okay and excellent. And then what I want you to do are part A questions in the portfolio book. What is the young girl's full name? What was her father wearing while asleep on the mountain? Name the 3 boring things that the girls were expected to do in England back then. 4. What had wiped out all possible tracks of the Yeti? 5. What did Lady Agatha think the Yeti was when she gained consciousness? Which means when she came back from being, either asleep or knocked out or whatever happened. In what way does the earlid help the Yeti? And how many toes did the Yeti have? So part A, after reading it and doing your pre-reading activities. So I do want you to look through the story, pictures, and describe the characters, the content, what's happening them, and where it's set. What do you think is happening? And looking at answering these questions also. So best of luck.